First of all, thanks for joining in. My name is Arsh. I'm support engineer at Soft Solutions, and today we'll be going over SolarWinds MSP Backup and Recovery Console. So this Backup and Recovery Console is an all-in-one platform for service providers and system admins, I would say, who really rely on backup technology. And using this console, you can really manage your users, your resale network, and you can customize access to the services. You can manage storage, and you can back up and recover processes, and many more things. So over here, this is the dashboard page, and this is more of a lot of I would say widgets on this page. So if I just pop down this here, so we see three graphical widgets. The first one, we got an active server and workstations widget, and this illustrates the distribution of devices by the type of operating system. And in the middle, we got a backup status widget and offers a pie chart with the statuses of the latest backup sessions. And in the far right, we got the last backup widget, which shows a pie chart with the timing of the latest backup sessions. So this is just a graphical view of just to ease understand on what's going on with the dashboard, what's going on with the users. Let's just pop down that. Over here we see this account, Soft Solutions test account. So this is my account, and in your case that would be your company's the root account. And in this root account you can have a couple of clients or your partners, your customers underneath your account. So you have the root privileges, and you can manage those accounts. You can do backups for them, you can do recoveries for them, virtual disaster recoveries, and many more things. So under the Soft Solutions, I have two, I would say, devices. I got a test device and I have a CentOS 6 device. The test device is fully configured. It's running files and folders backup, and yeah, and it's fully configured. I've backed up a couple of times, whereas the CentOS 6, I'm still in process of running backups to the CentOS 6 server right now. So I believe I'll be finished in a day or two to understand how to do it. Over here, so this is just the two devices under Soft Solutions account. And if I go to my partner, or if my customer, in this case, I've created two, for example, ones I got test partner here. And under test partner, I don't really have any devices. I haven't added any device. So when I say device, by a device I mean, so a device can be a backup device. So it's more like it's a client software installed on a computer just to provide backup and recovery services. So now let me just show you how to add a device. So under the Soft Solution test account, all I'm going to do, click add. Oops, I'll click again. There we go. It'll ask me for device name. I'll just what should I enter? I'll just enter webinar 1, and you can choose your partner. Test partner, TP2. I'll just choose test partner in this case. You have to choose a product. I'll get on to the product soon, but you have to choose one. All-in is the default, so I'll just choose that. And you choose your operating system. Windows, Mac OS, Linux, 64 or 32-bit, which is Windows. If you haven't downloaded Backup Manager on that machine, then you go ahead and click Backup Manager. But if a Backup Manager is already on the machine, all you need to do is send details. That's what I'll do. I'll just send details. A device has been added. We get a notification. The next step we have to do, we just run that Backup Manager. And the first thing it prompts us to enter the device name and the password. The password is right here. You can just copy it, and you enter those. And there are, I believe, three or four more steps to configure this dashboard, that device in this dashboard, and it's all done. That's all you need to do. And I'll just go ahead and close this. And there we go. We have a test partner device under Soft Solutions. So this is a root account. We'll see all the devices here, and we can sort those by partner. So test partner, this is where I installed webinar 1, and yeah, so this is very easy step to download the device and configure the device is fairly easy enough as well. Okay, so and there are multiple things you can do with the device if you don't want to. There are multiple more features for this, so we'll just use test for these examples because that's fully configured. I'll right click. I can launch a backup client. This is where I'll be doing most of my talking today. If I just click this, it'll pop up a new tab, and this is the web client right here. I'll get onto it soon. Let me just finish with the console first. So that was just right click, launch backup client. We got a couple more features here, and the one which interests me most is the remote commands. So you can send remote commands from the dashboard to the device without opening the backup client or without pretty much doing anything else. So all you need to do, let's just give it a shot one. So I'll just choose this device. I'll go remote commands. Let's choose a simple one. So set backup filter, and I'll just go add, and I'll go .mp3, because if my customers are backing up or just have music files in their computer, I don't want to back up those. I'll just be using more data and more time. So I want to exclude these .mp3 files from this machine, test machine right here. I'll just go send, and the remote command is send. There we go, we get a notification. So of course you can delete this as well from here. You can clean any other parameters here as well. So I'll deselect that. So this is what mainly the dashboard page does. So now let's go on to the partner management. So on the left we have I would call it a vertical menu. So in partner management, of course, like I said before, this is your root account, and every client or every customer of yours goes underneath your root account, and you can edit this root account. So if I go edit, so this is very interesting here, Carl. So we got default settings here, and you can automatically deploy agents, so you don't really have to do individually to all of them. So when I say automatic deployment, so what it actually is, the Backup Manager offers this automatic file selection feature, and it is very quick and easy way to populate your backup selection for files and folders, data source. Also, it brings to focus at the important files that you might have forgotten about. So by that it means it will automatically detect if you want any IMG files, any image files in C drive. It will automatically back up those, just in case you forget a couple of them in a different folder. Your document files, .doc files, .xsl files, or any video files, NPG files, it can automatically detect those in C drive, D drive, which you have forgotten about, and it will automatically back that up. And that's pretty cool. We got, let's turn that off for now, custom branding. So if you want to give if your customer or if your partner wants to access this backup client, which is right here, your customer can access this. You can change the branding for it. First of all, you can have your own email address, but it has to be a valid email address. Secondly, your backup, you can change the name of the product Backup Manager to your company's name, for example, Spark Telecom. You can change the colors, and you can change the logo. You can put your own company's logo right here, and you can change the favicon, which is this little thing right here, top left on new tab. So that's pretty cool as well, and it's fairly straightforward to do. You don't really just upload a file if you want to change the logo. I'll just go cancel out of that. So that was partner management. So now let's have a look at backup profiles. So backup profiles, what it does is it lets the system admins configure backup settings for multiple devices simultaneously. And a backup profile is I would say it's a group of predefined settings that you can apply to devices. For example, I would say backup selection. You can choose what types of, over here we have data sources. You can choose files and folders, system state, if you want to back up Exchange or not. We got, oops, let's get out of there. Okay. And we got backup schedules. You can have different schedules for different partners. You can have local speed vault, or over here, all these, and you can have advanced settings. Local speed vault, it allows us to replicate our backups from cloud to our own NAS box or our external hard drive if you guys want one. And you can just replicate your backup there. If you want, a backup on hand, if something does go wrong, you can have access to the backup, faster than the cloud, of course. And it's free of charge. So it's always good to have a local speed vault. User management. In user management, we have who has access to this dashboard. I am the root user here. Let's see what other privileges we have, what roles we have. We have admin, manager, operator, and of course all these roles, different roles have different privileges of the dashboard. Super user can do pretty much everything. Product management, this is what I was talking about. So each time you add a device, you need to assign a product to it. So, and this can be predefined products such as the all-in, in which all features are enabled and all storage options are unlimited, as you can see here. And the other one, if you want to create a custom one, you can create a custom product based on your particular requirements. If you don't want the backups over here for this product, I have the maximum backup file size to be 1 gig. If the file size is over 1 gig, it's not going to back it up. Pretty straightforward. And the difference between product management and backup profiles would be that the profiles, they're pretty similar, but unlike products, backup profiles can be optional. You don't really have to have a backup profile. If you don't want one, you get an option. So this is pretty much what the backup and recovery console does. You have this last downloads. You can download Backup Manager, Recovery Console, and a couple more applications from here. Recovery Console lets you restore multiple, operating systems or multiple files and folders at the same time, simultaneously. So that's pretty cool for Recovery Console as well. Just one last thing I want to show you in the console is this export. So if I click onto export, so what this will let me do, let me just go there, perfect. So export, you can export a Excel sheet to your customer, and it will let you, you can see all the, if any backup has failed, or if any, when was the last time the backup failed, what was the size of the backup, what was the difference between the last backup and the backup now. You can see all sort of details in an Excel sheet. You can create a solid Excel sheet, which I have here. There we go. So solid Excel sheet over here. It shows me all different partners. I'll have all my partners here, and yeah, what type of backup, the size, and the other sort of features. And you can have divided by partner. You can get a different Excel sheet per partner, and you can choose the options you want for the Excel sheet, and you can just hit download. And you can always send that to your customer and show them by the end of the month, hey, or yeah, your April 2017 report says this is how the backup went, this is how many times it has failed. So this console is pretty straightforward. So let me show you the backup client I was talking about. So all you need to do, right click and go backup client, launch backup client. So this is the overview page, fairly straightforward. Let's go to the backup tab. Over here we have files and folders, which I'm already backing up. We have any detected other sources are system state and Microsoft SQL. You can of course add more to it. So if you want to add that backup, or if you want to back it up, you can just click on add. You can choose the selective what you want to back up, and system state, it only chooses the important operating system files, so you are able to do a virtual disaster recovery, which is really cool. I've actually tried this, and it was fairly faster and easy to do than I thought it would be. And it will only show you, it will just show you all the important registry files, backup registry, VSS, and so on and so forth. There we go, WMI writer. In files and folders, what am I backing up? So I'll go edit. So C drive, if you had more drives, it would come up here. I'll go users. All I did was I went to my user. In my user, I went to pictures. And in pictures, I backed up every single thing in SolarWinds folder. Every files and folders in SolarWinds, I am fully backing it up. So what I'll do, let's just run a backup now while I talk. So the backup is running right now. It shows us the speed, files processed, and any changed files since the last time we backed up. So let's go into the Restore tab. And this will still say on top. If I had done a system state backup under this files and folders, I would see virtual disaster recovery, and I would have been able to do that as well. Files and folders are backed up. Oop, there we go, backup complete. So we can actually go and have a look what actually happened. So today's 27th. I'll just click here. So we backed up 3 times today, and 10:52. That's right now. Number of files 84. So nothing has changed since these 2 backups as well. And yeah, took 1 minute for it to do. Now that was pretty cool. If there was any changes, if I had added any other extra Word document or anything, it would have backed up that. And it is incremental backup. It won't back up the whole thing again. It will only back up the changes made to the file. We have different versions of the backup. Here I've backed up it 5 times. Yep. And I can restore it to a different location, or I can restore it to the place that it already is in. Preferences. So in preferences, fairly straightforward. You can choose the alerting thing where you want to be alerted to. You can have more than one schedule. So over here I have a daily schedule. I actually don't want a daily schedule, so I'll just go ahead and save this. And proxy performance, if you want to limit your bandwidth between a specific time. Local speed vault, like I said, if you want a copy of your backup on your NAS box or on your external hard drive, just choose network share, enter your server name or enter your NAS box address, and enter the admin credentials, and that's easy as that, and it's free of charge. So I always like to recommend local speed vault. Archive, if you guys want to archive your backup, if you don't want it to get into retention policy, so archiving is good. Backup filters, like I showed you at the start with the remote command, we did add MP3, and there we go. We can see that the MP3 is already added here. So let's go ahead and let me just do it one more time. So if I just select this, I'll go remote commands, and I'll add another backup filter, and I want to go add, I'll go .mp4. There we go. I'll just go send. Let's see if that pops up there. I believe I would need to refresh it. And yeah, that's how easy it is to get MP4 there as well. Might need to close it and open it again, but that's not the case. It happened last time, it worked last time. MP4 should pop up here, or you can just go here for individual devices and you can just choose MP4 from here as well. There we go. Seeding and a couple more options right here, which makes the backup really convenient. So any other data sources we can back up? We can back up Microsoft SQL, we can back up VMware, Hyper-V, Microsoft Exchange, Microsoft SharePoint, Oracle, MySQL, and yeah, I mean that's huge, and we can back up those, and we can of course restore all these as well. So this was the backup client, and we did go over the console as well. And yeah, so this is it for me, guys. If you guys have any questions, please pop them down in the question section or in the chat area, and I'll try my best to answer all of them now. Thank you. Any question, guys? It's not a website, it's a online console. So it's a cloud-based console. You can access it from your computer, you can access it from your mobile, your tablet, or you can access it on the go. So you're not tied up to one machine. You can access it from anywhere around the world. And of course, as long as your remote connections are enabled. So all you need to do, just go backup.management, log in with your credentials, and yeah, you should be able to access this information right here. And you can, like I said, you can access it anywhere around the world. No worries. One more thing, I think I forgot the pricing for this, guys. There are two options. We have the option one is per gig per month. In option one, we have two types. The first type is cloud storage, which starts at 50 cents per gig of selected size. And the type 2 is software only, and that's if you're self-hosting the cloud, and that starts at 30 cents per gig of selected size. And this is based off the selected size prior to compression. And then we have option 2, that's per device pricing. And in option 2, we have again two types. The first type is cloud storage, which is hosted by SolarWinds. That's $35 per server and $7 per workstation. And the type 2, in option 2, we have software only. If you're self-hosting the cloud, that's $25 per server and $6 per workstation. And this price is subject to a $500 minimum monthly spend. So that's roughly about 14 servers, I'd say, on device-based backup licensing. So that's just how the pricing works for SolarWinds MSP Backup and Recovery Console. And yeah, if any, I'm sure Taran would be able to give more detailed information on pricing, but on top of my head, this is how the pricing works. Any other question, guys? Dom, Carl? Just write down in the chat area or the question area. Okay, not a problem. I see there are no questions. I'll leave my email address in the chat area. MSB. So any sort of questions, feel free to email me. Any technical or sales-based questions, I'll be happy to answer those. Thanks for your time, guys. I'll be closing the meeting now. Thank you.